I'm still trying to process the fact that my husband left me alone in the hospital after I gave birth to our baby, and it's a pain that cuts deep. I remember the day my water broke like it was yesterday. It was 5 a.m. and my husband immediately let his ex-wife know, asking her to pick up the kids from school later that afternoon, and she agreed. But just an hour or so later, she texts back saying she's changed her mind and will only pick them up if my husband agrees to give her the kids for Christmas, which is just ridiculous. My labor wasn't going well, and my husband was too busy texting her back and forth to even be present with me in the room. I could feel his stress and distraction. As the day went on, things only got worse. The baby went into distress, and we had to be rushed to the operating room for an emergency C-section. And throughout the whole ordeal, my husband kept me posted on his ex-wife's demands, which just kept getting more and more outrageous. She kept saying she'd only pick up the kids if my husband gave up his court-ordered tiebreaker rights, and it was just too much to handle. The last thing I remember before passing out on the operating table is my husband showing me his phone, saying she'd called 7 times, and it's just etched in my memory forever. When I came to, I was being wheeled to post-op, and they told me I'd hemorrhaged and might need a blood transfusion, and my husband is still on his phone, saying his ex-wife is telling him to go get the kids right now, and I just lost it. I told him to leave. I couldn't deal with it anymore. I was in shock, in pain, and just feeling so alone, and he just got up and left me there, without even a second thought. I spent the rest of the night alone in the delivery recovery room, crying, unable to even pick up my own baby, and it's a feeling of loneliness and betrayal that I've never felt before. It's been 8 weeks now, and I'm still mad at him. He says I have no right to be mad, that I'm the one who told him to leave, but he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get how abandoned and alone I felt in that moment. He says he tried his best to navigate a difficult situation, but to me, it just feels like he chose his ex-wife's demands over my well-being, and that's a hard pill to swallow. He says we should be happy that we just had a baby, but all I can feel is anger and hurt, and I don't know how to move past it. I know I told him to leave, but it was because I felt like I had no other choice. I felt like he was already gone, emotionally, and I just wanted him to be honest with himself and with me. I'm still trying to come to terms with what happened, and I'm not sure if I'm in the wrong for feeling this way, but all I know is that I felt betrayed, and I felt alone, and that's not something that I can just forget. My husband says I'm being unfair, that he did what he thought was best, but to me, it just feels like he failed me when I needed him most. I'm not sure what the future holds, but I know I need him to understand my perspective, to understand how his actions made me feel, and to take responsibility for his part in it.